no accidents. There were no accidents in my life. If I go back to the moment that I was born into an incredible family. Can we just put that up? There were my mom and dad, and my brother Richard and myself. And it's a pretty old picture, as you can see. It was the only one I could find yet. It's kind of lost its coloration. But my family really did encourage us to think. Never stifled our creativity, never stifled our thinking, even if we were a little odd in what we thought. And believe me, my brother Richard was an odd one, and my mother encouraged his oddities. He was fascinated by anything that was supernatural, anything that was otherworldly, and that really led him to Eastern thought, mysticism, led him to Christian mysticism, which ended up leading him to A Course in Miracles. So it was by no accident I was born into that family. It was by no accident that I had a brother like that. And because I had a brother like that who was so very interesting, I was quickly following him in everything he did. It was such a fascinating time to explore ghosts, to explore UFOs. And my family, we would take ghost tours. And I'm talking about the early 70s, when my brother would plan trips where we would go to haunted places that were considered haunted. Now this would be a TV show, right? I mean, he could have made $1 million because he was the first ghost hunter, that was for sure. But we would be doing very fascinating things. We explored UFOs. We went UFO hunting. My family did this too. They thought this was great fun. This is the family that looked pretty normal, but in reality, were pretty darn strange. So we didn't talk about it, but it was no accident. We looked like normal people with really strange thoughts that were going on. When the Course came in, it found fertile ground in all of us, all four of us. Each had our books, and we were all studying A Course in Miracles, and all were going to see so many of these interesting people. And at that time, there just wasn't much going on, right? It just started little by little. And as a matter of fact, I think it almost was like it was waiting for us, my brother and I, to say, can we bring you down? Can you be a part of, can we show you off to people, to these original players? So it was no accident that we fell into close relationship with these original players, because so many people said, well, you met them, can we meet them? And so we said, well, let's do a conference. Here's a picture. I've shown this before, but I'll put it up again, of all those original people. Right behind me with the big scarf on is Bob Scutch. There you have Bob Scutch. Next to Bob Scutch is Bill Thetford, one of the original scribes of A Course in Miracles. Next to Bill Thetford is Darren Zakich with dark hair, so very, very young. Next to Darren is Ken Wapnick. Many of you know who Ken Wapnick is. He was instrumental with Helen and Bill, the two scribes of A Course in Miracles, in getting the Course into the form that was ready for them to basically present to Judy Scutch Whitson, who's right there in front of Ken, and then Bill Whitson, who did was in charge of so many of the translations of A Course in Miracles. So these were the original people.